What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today I have a play test on the New Balance Tekela V5. Now I'm actually pretty excited to try these out just because in hand they feel really good, and first impressions I was pretty impressed by these. The upper feels nice and pliable, so now we're gonna test and see how they perform on the pitch. Before we start the video, if you guys could like and subscribe, I really appreciate that, and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, so here we have the cleats on feet, and honestly these feel fantastic. The upper is pretty pliable and soft straight out of the box, and they're just getting even softer and more pliable. I was wearing these at home and they felt like they were already molding to the shape of my foot, which is really nice, so I honestly don't have any discomfort right now. In terms of sizing, I went half size up just because that toe box is very low in volume, and so if I went true to size, my toes would be like very crushed. So I would recommend going half a size up if you do want more of a comfortable fit and just a little bit of wiggle space. If you guys want no space whatsoever, then just go true to size. Alright guys, so I've been juggling and passing around for a bit, and the upper feels fantastic. It has that like a dampened feel on the ball, so when you're juggling it doesn't feel like super padded, but there's a slight padding to it, which is really nice. I wasn't really expecting it, just because in hand it doesn't feel super padded, but once on feet and you kind of press on it, that because there's something backing it, you do feel that there's like a slight, like, I don't know, like it feels like foam, but it feels really nice. So when you're juggling, it just feels nice and padded, not overly padded, but like a slight padding, which is very nice. In terms of the grip, you know, it feels a little, you feel a little bit when juggling, not a whole ton. Like I said, it's not a sticky grip, it's more like a gritty texture, which is nice, so it's kind of subtle. I wonder how it's gonna feel when dribbling, but juggling I felt a little, and passing honestly didn't really feel it here. But yeah, no, these feel great so far. They're already molding to the shape of my foot even better. So far I have no issues in terms of like pinching here on the sides, which is where I usually have some pinching. They feel fantastic. And you know, the heel last time around in the V4 I had some issues with straight out of the box. It was like digging into my heel pretty uncomfortably, and it actually gave me a little bit of a blister, which was annoying. But this time around I have no pressure point here in the heel. They feel fantastic. There's a decent amount of padding, so it doesn't feel like it's like, I don't know, it just feels comfortable. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to some like footwork drills. Alright guys, so that's it for today's play test. It did start raining, so I kind of had to stop just because I don't want my camera to get like wet and damaged, so that's it. But the upper here feels excellent. It's nice, soft, and pliable already. Like, it was like that straight out of the box, but it just feels even better. And nothing ever like gave me discomfort in this boot. I didn't get any like pinching here on the side where I usually get. And this is the standard width version, so if you do have a wider foot, you should be able to fit in these. If you have an extremely wide foot, then go with the wide fit variant. But in terms of the grips, I honestly didn't feel it all that much when dribbling, maybe because it's wet, and the Nike Premier ball that I use does feel a little slick on AG. I feel like it was just slipping away from me a lot of the times, so maybe I have to try them again when it's dry. But when it's wet, honestly, I don't feel it. And again, maybe it's the ball because it's slick, but like, I didn't really feel it. I did feel it when juggling when it was dry. So I feel like it will, you know, have a little bit of an impact, not a lot, just a little bit. The heel is such an upgrade. Like, it feels nice and comfortable here. There's no pressure points. The padding is super nice. Like, I had no blisters, no like discomfort in the heel, which is amazing, which is something that I struggled with in the previous model. So this time they did fix it. The sole plate, same sole plate as the last generation. I honestly like it. Nice, flexible in the forefoot, pretty stiff in the midfoot, and then the stud pattern is conical. Me personally, I used it on this AG and I felt fine. I didn't feel like I clinged on to it. Obviously, if you have like a really old AG feel, don't use these. On FG, obviously they're going to perform great just because they have like conical, and that was a little bit of blaze just for a little bit of extra bite. And I feel like this might be in my top 5 at the end of the year. I don't know, I just really like that feeling that you get when like juggling, and like that padded feel that it isn't super padded but just slightly padded. If you guys have any questions on this boot, just let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so you're notified for future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.